Okay, this video is for your guided notes on energy for humans and other living things. This is part one of what we're going to be doing. And it says, if you have ever tried to hold your breath, you quickly found out that you have to breathe. Do you ever wonder exactly why you need to breathe in? The first word is oxygen. So go ahead and write that in your guided notes. Make that bold for you. Believe it or not, it is very much related to the food you eat. Actually, let me just change that text color to red. And we're going to say food provides your body with the energy it needs. But if your body does not get the oxygen it needs, it cannot use the energy. The next blank again is oxygen. Is needed by all animals to break down food molecules and release energy found in food. So take a moment, get those three words. The next area we're going to go to says some animals breathe with their lungs. Word is lungs. Some animals breathe through tiny holes in their bodies. And some animals breathe underwater with gills. Whoops, gills. The next one, some animals actually breathe through their, I bet if you're thinking skin, you are correct. So take a moment, get those words in there. If you need to pause the video, go ahead. On the next page, it says one of the characteristics of all living things is that they obtain and use energy. For plants, that means capturing energy from the sun and using it to produce food. This process is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. It's a big word for today. Food that is not used by the plant for its own life activities is stored in different parts of the plant. Because they produce their own food, plants are called producers. Producers. Finally, animals, however, do not produce their own food. They must consume it by eating plants or by eating animals that eat plants. For this reason, they are called consumers. Consumers. Okay, you can pause the video here in a moment. And what I want you to do is right here in this little box, draw a picture of a producer right there. That would probably be a plant. And then in this one, draw a picture of a consumer here. So this would be something that eats a plant or eats another animal. Go ahead, pause the video and do that right now. Okay, now that you have done your drawing of a consumer, we're going to go on to the next set of notes. This is Energy for Humans and Other Living Things, Part 2. You should see that page in your science journal. It's what you just did today, probably. So some animals eat plants and obtain energy stored in the plant. Animals that eat only plants are called, Here comes your big word. It's herbivores. Herbivores. And they may graze and nibble plant materials. Other animals get their energy by eating the plant eaters. If an animal eats only other animals, it is called a carnivore. A carnivore. Animals that eat both plants and other animals are called omnivores. Omnivores. Omni means all. Vor actually means to eat. Some animals called decomposers get their food from dead organisms. You could also put in the word scavengers. And moving on down. Food chains and food webs are both ways to show how animals get the energy they need. A food web, so you're going to need two words here. Food web shows how energy is passed from one organism to another in an ecosystem. A food chain, excuse me, I've reversed that, kiddos. A food chain shows how energy is passed from one organism to another, and a food web can show several different connected food chains. So now on your notes, you're going to draw a food web in this blank space over here. Show one that has a sun, a producer, a primary consumer, that means the first thing to eat something, a secondary consumer, which is the second thing to eat, and a tertiary or third consumer. So you would probably start with the sun over here, and then maybe a picture of the grass, and then maybe a bug that eats the grass, and then a bird that eats the bug. And then finally something that would eat a bird, like maybe my cat. So you get to draw what you want in your food chain here, your food chain. You might cross that word out up there that says food web, make a chain. But I want you to have a sun, producer, primary consumer, that means the first thing to eat, secondary, second thing to eat something, and third thing to eat something. Give it a try. You don't need to worry about doing a food web because there's a picture of the one from your video earlier in there. When you are done with this, you may go ahead and close up your journal, and you may put it back in the crate where it belongs. Thank you.